Hello, guys, and welcome to GodlyPsyched.
Hello, guys, and this is another episode of Psyched Talks. And tonight I'm going to talk about something, and the topic of my talk for tonight is what pleases the eyes. So, have you ever wondered that we tend to care more about what looks beautiful, about what pleases our eyes? Hmm. I think most of us already had that kind of thought, and we already know about it. But for those that haven't come to that thought, I will just give you an example. If you were to put a flower or a plant inside your house, you will never put, I think, let I say, you will never put a piece of grass. In the Philippines, we have a very what's the most common grass here? I think the carabao grass. They call it the carabao grass. That very kind of thick and fat grass, and w- you will never get those and put inside your house and put it for display, right? Most of us would think I would rather choose a flower, an orchid, or something that's very pleasing to the eyes. And that's not limited to the what the eyes want to see, but also what the person want to smell. Like the flower smells so good compared to the smell of grass. Now, when I was young, we would play in the grass, and then when we come home, my mother would kind of smell the grass because we were rolling in the grass, and that make the smell not so pleasant. But I believe if we were rolling on roses, the smell would be welcoming. So nobody would tell you to go out because you smell like roses, right? So in this perspective, I'm just putting it into an illustration how we would rather display a flower or give give somebody we love, somebody we care. We would bring them flowers because by nature we like it more than a piece of grass or a piece of wild plant. In here we call it a sagbot. So in that sense, I would want to ask, so is it because the plant or the grass was made that way, it is bound to be unpleasant, it is bound to be unliked by society as a whole, humanity as a whole? I know some groups there would be outliers liars in this world that would put pieces of grass, maybe, I don't know, but the vast majority would just put flowers and plants that are pleasing to the eyes and good for the smell. Now, that is plants, but in the same way, when we talk about people in general, we kind of are like that. Now, for instance, if you go to a party, I would ask you, I don't even need to tell you, but who do you think would would be more entertained? Who would people rather entertain more? Let's say an artist, a celebrity would come to your house. No, the celebrity comes to your party, and or your neighbor. It's very easy. Everybody would crowd and would flock on the over the over the celebrity. Now, let's us not even talk about celebrities. Let's just talk about beautiful people like flowers, like we were talking before. If they would come to your party, if they come just walk on the road, they would be what we call the head turners, because everybody would look, oh, that was a handsome man, oh, that was a beautiful lady. And that is how we are created by nature. We love what is pleasing to the eyes. Now, When it comes to treatment of people, this is what I want to talk about. Isn't it right that we should go by instinct? Let us call this just instinct. That whatever is pleasing to the eyes, whatever looks beautiful, whatever makes you feel like in awe, just looking at it, just smelling of it, is that is do they or that deserve more care than something that is not as pleasing, not as beautiful? No, if I would ask a question about the carabao grass and the flower, you would right away give me an answer with no debate and no argument at all, no questions asked. You say, "Oh, we should take care of the rose more because it's beautiful. We have to trim it. We have to take care of the the, the, the soil. We have to put some we call it here abono or some fertilizer so it becomes more and more beautiful. We have to spray some pesticides so the bugs would not eat the flower. So there is extra care for flowers. Now let's take out the flowers and the grass away because a while ago I just giving a comparison about a flower in a piece of grass. How about people? This is my question tonight. Should I care more for the person that is looks more or looks more, what do you call this, more accomplished, the person who looks more beautiful, the handsome guy? Should we treat them with more care than those that we see at the street? For those that look dirty, who do you think needs more care? Now, if I put it that way, a righteous person, so let's take care of the person that looks dirty. Let's feed them, let's clean them up. Now that's easier said than done. But again, right now you're saying that the person that looks beautiful now does not need care. So now the attention goes more to the people that look more or less fortune. Now where I'm going here, oh Steve, you're confusing us. Now before I give my answer of thing, how I would answer these questions, not this question. Ask yourself first, which one are you? Are you a flower? Are you a grass? Which one are you? Take a moment to answer the question. Oh, as I see, I think I'm not a flower. You may say that. I'm real. So right now, everything that I spoke a while ago comes back to us. Say, if I'm a grass, does that mean that I am less important? Was I created less important than others? Do I belong to the group that does not need the care? So the flower now gets more care and the flower gets more attention. So if I was created like a grass, I have I, I get less care and I am more or less important than others. Now, if you put it that way, it sounds very, very sad. But since I began with an example of the grass and the flower, I will use the same example to kind of come to my conclusion. The flower has its purpose. The flowers was bought to stand, to stand in the crowd, to show its beauty, to motivate. If you give to somebody this is seek to make them happy and to motivate them, give them those beautiful adults to make them feel better. Do you make somebody feel better? Do you encourage somebody? Maybe you are a flower, but because you look at yourself as a grass, that's why you fail to realize that in actuality you're a flower. See? Because we are so fixated with the looks and the aesthetics of things that we forget that what makes us a flower, it's not our looks, but it's how we are used. Some people rather had orchids inside their houses near the window than flowers, right? I saw a house that had orchids inside the house, but near the window, so we could get sun. So yeah. So if you see it in the wild, it's not a flower. It's some people say it's ugly, but if you make it, you put it in a way that it gives a beautiful look inside the house. It can work as a flower. Now, how about Steve? If I am literally a grass. Now, let's look at the grass, for instances. I started my conversation, my talk today, saying that when I was young, I would love to roll and play with my friends in the grass. We would roll down a hill of grass, small hill, and that was making us very happy. And sometimes when in Brazil it's not so hot even at daytime, so we would just lay on the grass and stare at the clouds. The grass will give this the comfort, and it was so cool to sleep on the grass and look at the skies. It gives that comfort. Some places people do do picnics. They would sit on grass. You will never go rolling down a hill of roses. Who wants that? You get a lot of wounds, right? So there is the purpose also the grass. Even if the grass does not stand in the crowd like the flower does or the roses does, but the purpose of the grass is very very important. It's an essential part of our life. The grass as a person, I mean, the grass. One time in Brazil, I would look in we lived near a farm of where there was a lot of cow. Okay, so we would look at b- that vast land of grass. It looks so beautiful when the grass were together. So the thing is, to close my talk is, it doesn't matter if you look at if you look at yourself as a beautiful flower. It does not matter if you look at your grass, but it has to it what it measures. You understand what you are and what your role is. Some were really made to lead. Some were made to stand on the crowd and motivate and encourage. But others were made to support and to bring comfort to others, to be a place where they can relax and they can lay on, just like a grass. Some would make beautiful a flower, but not as strong as the grass. They need extra care. And there comes the grass. They're stronger than others. Although they don't stand in front of the crowd, but they are stronger than others. And that's why they're created as comfort, to comfort others. So some of us are made not. not to stand in the crowd, but to be support and to be there to lift up those that are weak, as the Bible says. For those that are strong should not lift the infirmities of those that are weak, just like the grass. And the last part of my talk is, how do we treat people? Do we give more importance to the flower all the time? Are we that kind of people? I understand if you want to give a gift to somebody, it would be the flower because that is the purpose. But do we respect the grass? Have you seen a sign? It's kind of funny what my talk, but I will close it with this example. Have you seen a sign that say do not step on the grass? Even if you put a sign, the majority of people just they're going to step on it, throw garbage on it because they don't put importance and they don't value and they don't respect the grass how it should be respected. There is a sign there that says do not step, but people still step. Are you that kind of person? Just because they were created to be support, to be those that would be the would help and comfort others, are they do they deserve to be stepped on? I don't think so. So in both ways we have to learn. Understand what we are and work on our strengths and put value on on your role. And also respect others regardless of what they are. Regardless of what their stature is. Regardless of what um how they look. One thing I do when I go to church is and this I can just can put example of on myself because I don't want to point out people. But when I go to church, I put an extra effort to try to shake hands and talk to everybody that I can because I want to train and I want to make my train myself and condition myself to treat everybody as much as possible the same respect that I would give somebody that is very accomplished, a beautiful person, a celebrity. I would give the same respect to somebody that is not a simple person, that is just going on her life or his life. Um, while ago, I think last month or the other month, I talked to somebody very accomplished person, very known in our church, and one thing that he said I really like because there was a member or somebody tried to talk to him, but he had a hard time talking to him because he is very known. So I think he was kind of scared of saying the wrong things and then trying to say so. The long story short, the person could not say what he wanted. So I noticed that, and then while I was going home together with this person, that's very respected person and very known, very accomplished person. I told him, did you notice that this person was kind of shy of talking to him, was intimidated? And he said something that stuck in me. He said, you know, I would rather I would not I would love if a person I forgot the exact word, but the point was he would love if a person respected him because of who he was, not of what he has accomplished or what is his job or was his position. He said no, he does not want that. But if the respect is because of things he have done, then that is good. But if the person is just having a hard time talking to him, trying to be as good as much good possible to him or treat him the best way just because of what his position is, he does not really want that. So that's all for Godly Psych Talks, and I hope you understood my talk for tonight. It's just something to pound on. And if you have any comment, please Please don't hesitate to comment below, and also please like and subscribe to my channel for more videos. God bless.
If you're new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell for more updates. See ya!